abusuafo yɛ ma mo nyinaa mo akɔ ababa fa 1GH woyɛ ɔfoforɔ a bɔ mmɔden sɛ wobɛsubscribe like videos no na wasan nso akyerɛ w'adwen na wasan nso ahyɛ video no ama no aduru baabi ɛsɛ ɛtumi duru. Abusua yɛnsɛe mmerɛ koraa no yɛn nyinaa yɛnim sɛdeɛ sisi a Ghana economy no teɛ sɛdeɛ ahokyerɛ ne amanneɛ amaamefoɔ ne papafoɔ no nan mu ebinom koraa asukuufoɔ nyinaa nan mu sɛ wɔdi aduane a asɛe ne deɛ ɛkeka ho nyinaa. Na busua wei na ama Sami Gyamfi ani abere a kyerɛ sɛ papa no na ɔkasa passionately about these things na wɔka nsɛm about economy sɛdeɛ MPP foɔ de daadaa wɔn ho sɛdeɛ ɛsɛ wɔn asɔve economy no ama sɛ inflation rate no akɔ fam ama sɛ inflation no ɛrekɔba nkakra sɛ saa na MPP nam a wɔn keka ama sɛ inflation no ɛrekɔba biribiara ɛyɛ sɛ ɛba back to normal sɛdeɛ na wiase teɛ foforɔ no a na kyerɛ sɛ ɔhaw no ano nyɛ den sei no MPP foɔ claim sɛ saa na sɛ ɛteɛ. Ɛno ama Sami Gyamfi buafoɔ wɔka sɛ ɛnyɛ saa na ɛteɛ wɔn gyae sɛ wɔn nam a wɔn keka saa nsɛm no kɔ sɛ inflation no akɔ fam anaasɛ sisi a Ghana asetena koraa mu ayɛ kama na sisi Ghana asetena na Ghana wɔ mu no ɔhaw bi anim deɛ a ɛyɛ MPP foɔ nko abɔtɔm ana wɔn adwene mu nko ana ɛte saa bɛwiase ankasa deɛ ɛnte saa abusua deɛ nko ne nko tie yɛwura Sami Gyamfi abere a ɔrefa yɛ MPP foɔ no.
Elements or higher ups in the Bawumia MPP government have told us that Ghana's economy is showing signs of recovery. This is not the first time. I hold in my hand a publication by the Business and Financial Times dated July 31st, 2023. 2023. And the headline is Economy Showing Signs of Recovery, Kenufuriata. In 2023, Akufo-Addo said the same things he's saying today. We are at the tail end of November of 2024. Few weeks to the end of the tenure of the second term of the MPP. And they are still saying the same thing, speaking the same grammar. Economy is showing signs of recovery. So the economy we started recovering in 2023 according to Kenufuriata and Akufo-Addo never recovered. It is still showing signs of recovery. That should tell you that they are simply lying to the people of this country. I submit very forcefully that what we are seeing does not reflect an economy showing any significant signs of recovery.
Why is that?
And I'm going to demonstrate that to you. No significant signs of recovery. The chairman of the economic management team today is Alhaji Bawumia. And while in opposition, he told all of us that the most important economic metric for determining the health of any economy is what? The exchange rate. And that is why he made the infamous statement that if the fundamentals of your economy are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. In fact, when he won power, he told us that that statement was true then and it is true today. So if you want to see that Ghana's economy is recovering, Bawumia is telling you, he says, look at the exchange rate. You recall what he said? He says, when in doubt, look at what? The exchange rate. If you look at the exchange rate today, who in his right senses can say that this economy is showing signs of recovery? As for the economy rebounding to pre-pandemic levels, I don't even want to talk about it. It's an insult. It is a lie. And Professor Bobkin, who was my lecturer in financial management, has done justice to that. With credible data, I will not even belabor the point. I am submitting that even as we speak today, you can't say that the economy is showing any significant signs of recovery because the exchange rate, which according to Bawumia is the most important metric, is at its unstable best. As at last week, the cedi had lost 29% of its value against the dollar in this year alone. As I speak to you, depreciation of the cedi against the dollar for 2024 alone is moving around 27–28%. Is that a sign of recovery? Or they don't understand the meaning of recovery? That word recovery, no, they don't understand it. Today, on the black market, if you go to a forex bureau, you need about 16.4, 16.5 to buy $1. The banks who are selling dollars at 15.8, 15.9, 16 cedis, they don't even have the dollars. There is shortage of dollars in the system. And you are talking about recovery. What recovery? That recovery can only be a figment of their own imagination. Do they know what this phenomenon of depreciation of the currency, this free fall of the cedi, do they know the debilitating impact it has had on businesses? Do they know the businesses that have lost their working capital because of this? In 2016, the businessman who needed $10,000 to import goods into the country needed only about 40,000 cedis, 42,000 cedis. Today, for the same amount, $10,000, you need more than 160,000 cedis. And you are telling us that the economy is showing signs of recovery. In your mind and in your pockets, but not in the lives of the ordinary Ghanaian and the businessman. Inflation. And this is where I will depart from my very revered lecturer. Inflation is also not showing any signs of recovery. Because you see, the most important thing to look out for me, is the trajectory of inflation. And in the last 2 months, inflation has been on the upward trajectory. So I don't know what Nsafwa Poku was talking about when he said inflation has been coming down. Down where? Down where? In August of this year, the inflation rate was 20.4. I'm talking about the CPI. In September, it rose to 21.5. In October, it is 22.1. The producer price index, PPI, was 30.5 in September. In October, it is 33%. Is that downward trajectory of inflation?
The Ghana Fiscal Service?
Yes. The publications are here. Let me read that to you so that everybody knows that.
The screen.
This is Reuters, published on 6th November this month. Ghana inflation rises for second month in October. You read the story, the figures I mentioned to you are there. The PPI story I read is a publication this week, 21st November, 2 days ago. Producer price inflation rate increases to 33.0. If you read it, it's a 2.5% jump. How is that? How does that reflect a downward trajectory of inflation? Okay. Then you look at the debts. You look at the prof hit the nail right on his head when he spoke about the GRR, the Ghana reference rate. 28.84% for November. Today, for some facilities, banks are charging lending rates of 36%, 35%, 34%. Some facilities. And you call this a sign of recovery? Yes, I get a point Prof makes, okay? When he says that if you look at some of the economic metrics in 2022, for example, and you compare that to now, you can say that, oh, there's been some relative improvements. I don't call those things improvements or signs of recovery. You know why? You see, you can describe them as signs of recovery if they are as a result of some prudent economic measures of the government. But well, if, listen...
The president talks about measures put in place by the central bank...
What prudent measures? The only thing, the main factor accounting for that marginal relative improvement in some of the matrices, not all, because as I've shown you, the exchange rate is not doing any better. You understand? In 2022, the cedi depreciated by 54%. At this rate, we may cross 30% by December. You understand? Now, the reason for that relative, marginal, insignificant improvement in some of the metrics is because the government borrowed from individuals and institutions money that government is supposed to pay. I want to simplify it so that the ordinary man listening to us will understand. It is time for government to pay the money it borrowed. Akufo-Addo and Bawumia says, we don't have the money to pay. And they have expropriated $12 billion of monies lent to government by our creditors.
So that's savings.
12 savings?
That's what
you have stolen somebody's money. Somebody has loaned his money to you. It is time to pay. You are telling the person, I can't pay. You eat your coupon rate, I was supposed to pay this percent. I will give you a haircut and pay this. Your principal, I was supposed to pay it now. I will defer it for the next 15 years. Even if you die within that 15 years, I don't care. And because people don't have a choice, because government is not giving them a choice, they accept it. And somebody has died as a result. The owner of Kama Conference Center, is he not a dead man as we speak? So that money that they have deferred, who will take it? Is ghost? That is a sign of recovery. So as a result of this, if you see some marginal, improvement in some of the metrics, you can't call them signs of recovery. Because if we were servicing our debt today, you would need more than 25 Ghana cedis to buy $1. Even with the dollar crossing 16 cedis, we are not servicing our debt. Our external debt obligation, we are not servicing it. How is that? It is artificial. This is not as a result of any prudent economic measures. It's like we came to meet this desk very clean. Then I come to muddy it. I come and put mud on it. And then you tell me that, look, you came to meet the table clean. Why have you put mud on it? Then I clean 50% of the mud on the table. And I say, clap for me, clap for me. This table has shown signs of recovery. Because there was mud on it, and I've cleaned 50% of the mud. So clap for me. Forgetting that when I came there, the table was squeaky clean. I placed the mud there. You caused this mess. So by expropriating $12 billion of people's money, people's hard-earned monies, including pensioners, some have developed heart diseases, high blood pressure, stroke. Others have died because you have taken their money. And you're here saying the economy is showing signs of recovery. I'm talking about in Safuapoko.
Now, I always tell you people, I always say, anyone see certain things with party lens. Nimebuha, I see Timmy Chinas near Shannon as Ghana for anyone see a share with party lens, cause in some air question in some papa, Samijan Fikin. So we will be out supporting the new patriotic party, the ruling party, Ube fun before so, and I won't fun in some no said it's a self fun as a Ghanaian. Was in Simba would trima a draining Yansan yes, and yet Akroma ye di party be a chia and as a papa be a penasam and as a political party be ye join internet SMT papa in some effort before so. So we tip papa now you're bad dream about him and now what he's saying the woman saw a political party be nipa why one communicator or NDC National Democratic Congress where penny womb inchi or Babu until be painted the MPP black because that's our Ghana politics. I'm painting on black no more cancer about more why and try to be a and to us more try to be a no crap. And so I dare we are working yin and Ghana for yet your man Ghana happy in the air for yin we are setting them in said the new ball as me I did alpha. You may be saying you can see a trend in party lens as a shas you're sharing through the lens of Ghanaians. I say we are all Ghanaians and it's Ghana first before any political party, before any man be because of his charisma, and that's because of anything I wanting to support him. This is nothing like that. As you're sharing in Ghana lens. See, some papa you can about the inflation, said the MPP for one and now ekekasa inflation, no say the Ghana phone complaining. So be able to say, yes, it's namuye, ton talia na for petrol ball from Bibia talk cost one. This is an MPP for party. So I'm say Bibia inflation swat or Omaka say Ghana sits na we there are more parties say car or for car na for petrol boy for and one boy for never be brave boy for I say Ghana for how almost said the net here way back in that 2016 and then 2015 2014 and the same MPP for no more can I don't know my Adriana. I don't know about where you stay, but maybe I see I'm mentioning it, me home to me. Because I know, say, never be brave one and a ball for as say, never book crana, create it 2 hours ye did bruning. It 2 hours ye did bruning as you see, and the boys know, and then no more to 2 chroma who's on my day celebration near them. First, no, just 2 cities. I'm talking about last year, December, nay 2 cities. But this year, December, see, I'm an worker say, 12 cities. No cry, say nipa no na ne tirim ya na se na akoma mu fan a wode ma 12 cities e bi tombro 12 cities no to power and then ne bullet be ready be na se wode atem na to no 12 cities nti I don't get it and sembe na penifo na na say MPP for na mo keka se inflation ko form na no ma bo kama na ade no you see sembe na mo keka na sa ultimate dream ho a wonte ase and sa like Ghanaians bi wa o monte ase o. Because as some making, as some as some jam faking, Miss Makebi. You see, obi tie chile, unibuo. I don't know, maybe I'm hot to so hot to I send just saying hot to that's what I'm saying. And then me throw car me throw it. There was this child, a crack to a crowd, our work, just united come on no my minute again. Now, you take care no, and traffic, well, traffic, a walk, quite you need the traffic so. The kind of my shit, giddy, kind of my shit. If you are crying, no, a show pen, nana do damn hard, Naka will be sir. Like was on say a show, Mira, on the fee or move fee, not to see doom light or mammy complain, say show, you doom light nowadays, shit. President is just like they did to Muhammad Ras and on mammy, the share good father. Tiakrani kind of my sano was nana so hard, so I'm a show day. Will be asked, now will be a fan of grown. Mammy beat him fat to him found or no quaddy. And the wolf, until I saw Prane Casa. Ade no na ado ayɛ ama yɛ ade a akora ne de di agorɔ anasɛ akora ketewa wɔ ne mu hwee no ana meka no ebi mo hwɛ ne true party lens nti na ɔmbɛka saa sɛ de wasɔ asɛm no mu ɛne akora ketewa no akora ketewa a wɔnim nyansa akora ketewa menim so na ɔhyɛ maame akyi koraa kasa na wɔtumi kasa ama wasɔ esi akora no maame so all these people are just they are excuse me for my language say me person me used to say political animals instead of looking at the bigger picture no, they are just fighting for a party and baby a Ghana do see ano e ho nhia so obesoso parties in bia so say me MPP ni nti me NDC ni nti no obesoso party bi answer so e gina work can some about the free education say they are born in the man. That's what I'm saying say enye se na na do buy onye afio ana say MPP buy onye afio saa nso na ɛnyɛ sɛ ada ɔmo a yɛtuti ɔmo some time ago Mahama mo ne other presidentfoɔ na ɔmo bɛpere president na ɔmo anya nyinaa some years ago no anaasɛ ɔmo nyaa ɔmo bɛtena so a yɛsa atuti a ɔmo no ɛnyɛ sɛ ɔmo anyɛ biribiara o they all did something but adeɛ na ɔmo yɛɛyɛ no tintie bi a Ghanafoɔ tuti ɔmo ne sɛ nneɛma bɔne na anaasɛ ɔhaw a na Ghanafoɔ go through no is far more worse than nneɛma papa na ɔmo yɛ maa Ghana no. That's all we are saying. Nti ɛnyɛ sɛ nana anyɛ hwee yɛn nyinaa yɛn ho free education Bawumia no nana de yɛn ho free education yɛn ho sɛ ɔmo yɛyɛ kwan kɔ Kumase woba Accra wokɔ ha yɛn ho sɛ ɔmo yɛyɛ kwan ne nyinaa Ghanafoɔ yɛn ho ɛsɛ yɛ asetena mu no nneɛma yɛbɛdi ɛsɛ wɔyɛ kwan wɔyɛ car kwan ne nyɛ sika yɛbɛforo car na kɔ a kwan no mfa so ɛwɔ so ne sɛ that's what we are saying yɛn mu bi we are going through a lot. Nti mpanimfoɔ no nni kwan sɛ ɔmɔtena baabi daadaa ɔmo ho ɛkeka kyerɛ ɔmo ho ɛkeka gu ɔmo aso mu ɔmo ho yɛ ɔmo de sɛ they are helping us anaasɛ they are doing something better. They should sit down and look back. Baabi ɔmo wɔ no nti no they don't see anything no ɔmo ho deɛ ɛkɔ so. Sɛ awon 100 cedis woman bi ɔtɔn aduane ɔtɔn daa awon mo ne adeɛ wokɔ na ɔkɔtɔ mo ade sɛ awon mo no yɛnte 5 cedis yɛnte wɔte free 7 cedis ne 10 cedis I think the 7 cedis no koraa customers wɔ consider wɔte free 10 cedis wobisa na wɔsɛ sɛ wonim awon abɔ ɔkɔɛ na ɔdwen sɛ awon ayɛ sei sɛ ɔkɔɛ awon ayɛ sei nso mpanimfoɔ no deɛ ɔmo te hɔ keka kyerɛ ɔmo ho keka gu ɔmo aso mu daadaa ɔmo ho sɛ sisi a Ghana no deɛ Ghana ayɛfo Ghana na ɔhaw biara ni Ghanafoɔ ho tɔ ɔmo nti yɛbɛnya aba no nti na mehra ɔmo na ɔmo ne ɔmo campaign ɔmo yɛ nyinaa no ɔmo nya ɛtɔ da metumi tena sɛ dwen ho bisa me ho sɛ ɛyɛ dɛn na nkɔfoɔ ɔmo nya that kind of vim ne that motivation bɛ na ɔmo nya ɔmo tumi de kɔ ɛsɛ yɛkɔyɛ campaign sɛ Ghanafoɔ saa bɛto ama yɛ because wohwɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so ɔman Ghana even party members complain switch sides deɛ ɛkɔ so wei nyinaa wotumi tena ase ɛsɛ ha aka sɛ still na abɛwe ne aba no deɛ what's really going on ɛnna ama Ghanafoɔ bebree ɛkeka sɛ wɔn ha nkɔfoɔ mbɛwie aba no wɔn ha na rigging of election aba wɔn ha na wei aba because wodwen ho a it doesn't make sense ɛmfa ho no baabi MPP stronghold wɔ currently sɛ ɛyɛ Ashanti region sɛ ɛyɛ Eastern region baabi ɛmfa ho obiara sɔfa baabi ɛyɛ ɔmo stronghold o baabi ɛnyɛ ɔmo stronghold o baabi ɔmo tuti ɔmo baabi ɔmo toma ɔmo obiara is going through all these things all the hardships na yɛhu wɔ Ghana no yɛn nyinaa na yɛkɔm nti sɛ obi hu hardship no wote baabi wonnya opportunity ɛnkɔka ho asɛm anaasɛ even when they give you the opportunity you don't talk about it you just say good things about the party what kind of good things about what political party I will join and also will support it because say one person party be say way yama and also what cast my party into say no na obi anya obi so won ka party no and also e Ghana ni to anya vem about pontin be kan say we aboa ye nyina because we support party nti wontimi nka nsem ho na party ni di no obi firi abɔnten aba abɛka nsɛm hu na party ne di a ɛkɔ atia yɛn nyinaa as Ghanaians yɛn nyinaa no nso no wasaa asɔre afiri fie ɛsɛ ɛdi nipa n'atɛm anaasɛ wode wɔn support a kɔ ani tum ne tie. That's what I'm saying. Because I know say inflation ne hardship ne nneɛma boayɛ den ɛne sɛdeɛ Ghanafoɔ suffer sweat ɛna ɛyi ne nyinaa mfasoɔ bi ama so no nim sɛ ɛnyɛ Ghanafoɔ nyinaa na ɛkɔ through. Bebree naa mo ho tɔ mo mo tɔ mo saa me awia abɔ na nkɔfoɔ nam awia so yɛ adwuma no ebi da swimming pool mu a wɔwɔ relax sika no abɛgu n'account mu ho tɔ mo. So far as ho tɔ no nkyɛ sɛ yɛn nyinaa Ghana yɛn nyinaa yɛn ho tɔ yɛ. That's all we are saying. And I know say the majority na ɔmo ho ntɔ mo, the majority ne na ɛsɔfa no. Sɛ momo the minority na momo ketewa bi na momo nsɔfa no a ɛbɛkɔm koraa no moyɛ party members anaasɛ you are associated with the ruling party ne nti na mo ho tɔ mo nti na momo hu amanneɛ na ɔhaw a Ghanafoɔ go through no monhu bi no. Momo hu bi nti na momo te hɔ sɛ condemn obi a wɔka akyerɛ wo sɛ aseɛ hɔ na yɛwɔ no egya da hɔ ɛhyeɛ gidigidi. Wote soro ɛda air condition mu da swimming pool mu ka sɛ daabi sɛ Ghanafoɔ de obiara ho tɔ no. Ana menim nkurɔfoɔ a wɔde that kind of information ma mpanimfoɔ no. Sɛ mpanimfoɔ menim sɛ ɔmo so mba down bɛhwɛ deɛ ɛkɔ. Adeɛ mu ɔmo de sika ma MP bi anaasɛ obi sɛ ɔmfa nyɛ road koraa ɔmo nkɔ kyɛke road bo a bɛkɔm ɛyɛ on tired by the city o the kuro kɛseɛ mu ankasa road bi deɛ ɛsɛ yɛtumi agu so no bɛkɔm yɛ sɛ MP o agye sika no adi dadaada. Mpanimfoɔ bi ambɛkyɛke mo mbɛkyɛke hu sɛ sika na mode maa Asomasi na Asomasi deɛ ɛyɛ adwuma no nso na mote hɔ ka sɛ yɛn ho tɔ yɛ. Abusua well mo nkyerɛ mo adwene me ma adwene na mekyerɛ obiara nkyerɛ n'adwene wɔ comment section ase. And I forget to say like it. Don't forget to like this video, share this video. The share is very important. So the obiara behu deɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ man Ghana ntumi gyae man obi mbu yɛ kwasia. And don't forget to subscribe so you're new to the channel. Till we meet again.